Quincy Notre Dame's Raiders have earned a spot in the boys' state semifinals. Quincy Notre Dame, with a 3-point victory over a tough Riverton team, will take on the Hawks of Waterloo Gibault, who soared into the semis with a 20-point victory. It'll be the Hawks against the Raiders. Game 1, the semifinals of the boys' Class A. We're back at Carver Arena in Peoria, Illinois, to bring you March Madness, the continuation of it, the boys' Class A championships. The first semifinal, the Raiders of Quincy Notre Dame against the Hawks of Waterloo Gibault. And welcome back to Peoria. Along with Norm Van Leer, I'm Mike Lederman. If you missed the quarterfinals, you missed outstanding games. 4 games, 3 of them, Norm, decided by 3 points or fewer. 1 went to overtime.
Well, that's what playoffs are all about. You know, you play the tight defense, you have good, keen shooting and things like that. You make mistakes, you go home.
Well, let's talk about Quincy Notre Dame. They have no plans on going home. They are a balanced team, but they are led by a 6'9" post player by the name of Brian McNeil. And we'll take a look at Brian in action.
Well, Brian is one of those type of guys that, have those Jack Sigma type moves. They're going to clear it out. He knows what to do it. The mechanics are great. Outstanding ball player, and that's why they're here right now.
Averages 20 a game, had 16 in the quarterfinal. Meanwhile, Waterloo Gibault, you're going to love this team. Fundamental basketball at its finest. They destroyed a zone of Normal University High on their way to a 20-point victory. And they are led by a post player, I tell you, Norm, John Thomas. He does everything well.
Well, I tell you, you better have your fundamentals together to beat Normal High. You got to have the things going your way. And they do have that passing, the moving without the ball, fundamentals, layups. This is a key. It's going to be a nice little battle between the big men today.
Well, Thomas had 25 points, a dozen rebounds in the quarterfinal yesterday, and he's primed for more today. He is what they say, a hoss. Let's go down to our roving reporter, and she is Yvonne Simmons. Good morning, Yvonne.
Thanks, guys. You know, this Class A tournament is supposed to be the tournament of the small schools, but not if you take a look at some of these rosters. We have players listed at 6'9", 2 at 6'7", and at least 6 at 6'6". Today, 5 out of the 10 starters are listed at 6'4" and above, so I really don't consider these the small schools. Back to you, Mike.
All right, Yvonne, and as a former post player, I know you like those tall guys. We'll be back. We'll have starting lineups, the national anthem, and more right after this.
We're pregame here in Peoria, and I've got with me Quincy Notre Dame coach Scott Douglas. Coach Douglas, on paper, the two teams look pretty much the same. What are your keys for today?
Well, I think a big key is how well we rebound, and if we can do anything defensively to stop Thomas and stop their inside game. They do a great job of being able to enter the ball with their guards, and we've got to be able to at least play him even inside.
And Corey Tusshouse didn't get the looks yesterday, as many as you wanted. In his playoffs, he's been about 20 points a game. You need him to look a little more.
Well, they did a nice job on Casey yesterday, and we certainly need him. We need his scoring today, and we'll look to get him some touches early.
Well, thank you, and good luck in the game. We'll be back with the next coach. Thank you. We're back on the sidelines with Gibault coach Dennis Reeder. The focus seems to be the inside game.
Well, I don't think there's any question. The best part of their game is their inside game, and so is ours. And I think the team that takes control of that will be the winner.
And what do you really look for from your team? What are the keys you wrote down today for them?
Well, we have to defensive rebound better than we did yesterday. We have to continue to get the ball inside, and we have to negate their inside presence.
Okay, good luck. Mike, back to you.
Dennis Reeder, the coach of Waterloo Gibault. And Dennis in his 19th year, and Quincy Notre Dame, Scott Douglas in his 3rd. Let's take a look at the way these teams got here on the path to Peoria. First of all, Quincy Notre Dame with that win over Riverton. They had a 12-point lead in that one, and it shrunk, and really only the buzzer saved them from Clint Cuffle and Riverton. Meanwhile, taking a look earlier on, a tough win over Pittsfield as well. Quincy Notre Dame now for Gibault. DuQuoin, Cesar, and Johnson City victims. But Normal U High, that was an explosion. 25 points behind John Thomas's work inside and outside. And this game really was over at the end of the first quarter. An outstanding effort by the Hawks of Gibault. And they'll need it today against Quincy Notre Dame. Reeder in his 19th year. Scott Douglas for Quincy in his 3rd. Quincy, of course, the coach back in the 70s, one young Bob Bender, who later went on to the University of Washington. And right now we are set for opening ceremonies, the national anthem to be sung a cappella by Kelly Johnson of Wabansie Valley. You talk about pressure of playing this game. How about singing in front of 12,000 people? Here's Kelly.
At Aurora, Wabansie Valley High School leads us in our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Well, there is a championship performance. Kelly Johnson of Wabansie Valley High School in the Aurora area singing the national anthem. Now for the lineups, let's go to our public address announcer, Paul Herzog, for those announcements.
City of Peoria, welcome to America's original March Madness. Today's Class A semifinal game in Carver Arena features a Quincy Notre Dame Raiders, a record of 27-5, and the Gibault Hawks, a record of 27-6. Let's meet the starting lineups. For Quincy at a forward, the 6'4" junior, 44, Casey Tusshouse. At a forward for Gibault, a 6'6" senior, 44, John Thomas. The other forward for the Raiders, a 6' senior, number 22, Marty McGee. The other forward for the Hawks, a 6'4" junior, number 30, Josh Meath. At center for Quincy Notre Dame, a 6'9" senior, number 50, Brian McNeil. At center for Gibault, a 6'7" senior, number 42, Jeremy Nagel. At a guard for the Raiders, a 5'10" senior, number 20, Chris Fitch. At a guard for the Hawks, a 6'2" senior, number 22, John Turiski. The other guard for Quincy Notre Dame, a 6' senior, number 10, Jason Volm. The other guard for Gibault, a 6' sophomore, number 10, John Bookmiller. Coaching his third season, all at Quincy Notre Dame with a record of 72
There are the
and
introductions
17.
as you look at Quincy Notre Dame coach Scott Douglas.
Coaching his 19th
Last
season,
year,
all
he took them as far as the sectional finals, losing to the eventual champion Nauvoo.
Reader.
And the year before that, they lost to the eventual champ Warsaw. Well, there's Denny Reeder. They lost the sectional final last year in 1991. They were down here in the Elite Eight. Terry Andrews, Ed Gardner, Kevin Shute, the officials.
Well, Mike, I don't know. When I look at these young coaches, am I getting older or are they just getting young?
I look at the same thing. You know, now I'm starting to look at the folks who take the tickets, the people, the dead. I'm older than all of them, man. So here we are, you and I, a century of progress.
All right, buddy.
And there's Brian McNeil, who's got nothing but a wonderful career ahead of him. Brian will wear number 50, 6'9", still growing at 215 pounds, but he will have his hands full with another player you're going to love to watch. That number 44 in white, John Thomas. Tip controlled by Notre Dame. That is Jason Ball, number 10. He'll run the show. Across to Marty McGee, had a dozen points in the semifinal. Backdoor they go to Volm, and very quickly Tarisky fouls him for John. That's obviously his first. And you saw the play immediately. They go the back door and got the foul.
Well, I tell you, Trubisky, as you mentioned right here, he fell asleep after the pass right here. Just not looking. You got to be aware where the basketball is at all times on the court.
Back to live action. Pitch to inbound. And this is McGee. Now low to McNeil. Thomas, the first of many rebounds.
Well, that easy bucket, you missed that, Leaner. Maybe one step in would have got it done. Both teams starting out in man-to-man.
And that's probably all you'll see from either side, especially from Quincy Notre Dame, after what Gibault did to the U-High zone in the quarterfinal. Just picked it apart. Beautiful.
Well, that's where you got to have patience. And if you're aggressive to go against it, backdoor, things like that, you can maybe overcome.
Book Miller, the sophomore, missing the shot. We get a foul on the rebound, and that'll go against, if that's Tarisky, it's number 2. It is. And very quickly, we're going to get Chad Frederick in. Frederick, a junior, will come in for Tarisky.
Well, not even played a minute, and he's got 2 fouls. I mean, it's not a good sign right now.
And that's Ball guarded.
Oh, nice penetration. Nice penetration to the hoop and uncontested on that layup.
First of the ball game for Jason Volm, averages just under 14 points.
Showed some quickness there.
Thomas outside, a little out of his range, but he'll take the 3.
Nice pass inside. That was an excellent pass right there.
That's what he does best. John Thomas working without the ball, going inside. If Thomas does take a 3, Norman, it'll be his first of the season.
Butch Miller is the one that really made that play with a great pass.
Rebound underneath to Buckmiller.
I'm leaning toward point guard to playmakers.
You always will be. Duly noted.
Yeah. Mike, it's good to be with you. I haven't seen you in a while, buddy.
I tell you, Norm, likewise. You've had a lot of fun in a lot of places.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, sirree. We probably shouldn't talk about all of it.
Nope.
All right.
Good layup.
Once again, Thomas inside. He's got 4. 4-2 lead for Gibault. Last time we were together, some lady thought we were brothers, but we'll talk about that some other time.
The blue shirt guys.
A foul underneath as Gibault. Check it. This time it's an offensive foul. They give it to McNeil. So for Brian McNeil, that's his first.
Notre Dame looks very quick right now at this point in the game. A little quicker than Gibault.
Practice that.
Gibault. I like that. Hollywood Country.
May we, or can we? Yeah, we're not quite sure.
Good ball movement so far.
Buckmiller not afraid to put it up.
Yeah, Buckmiller has got a nice little game going. He's passing, a little penetration, a little hop skip, boom, a little banker, right in the lane. John
Buckmiller, a 6-foot sophomore. Only sophomore starter for Gibault. 4 seniors and a junior for Quincy Notre Dame. Casey Tusshouse, he'll shoot it. And he is fouled by Jeremy Nagel. Nagel, number 42, at 6'7", 220. Not feeling well today. There's a bug going around, maybe the whole city of Peoria, but a couple of folks have not felt all that good.
Well, here's the last bucket here. A little fake. Everybody's going for the fake. A little penetration, a little hop right here. Up. Hey, you can't get that. A little bank action, and that's a nice little move by the sophomore.
Tusshouse, 80% from the line. You never should say that, right?
Never, because you will jinx it.
Yeah, first law of broadcasting. Never jinx anybody you're playing.
Gotcha.
1 for 2 for Tusshouse. His team trails by 3 and uses the three-quarter court pressure, and it works.
Good
John
harassment.
Thomas, a rare turnover.
Yeah, Notre Dame, a little pressure there, throwing it away. Now you take advantage of it. See what you can do with a turnover. Don't like turnovers.
Second turnover for Gibault. And almost another one there for Quincy Notre Dame.
It's good defense.
Good look at Chad Frederick there. Came a little earlier than a lot of folks, probably including him, figured. McGee to Vaughn from 3. Good offensive rebound by McGee.
He knew what to do with it. Smart
Check it by Fitch. McNeil has the shot partially blocked. Thomas again. Blocked up against the board by McNeil. So you take that and I'll give you this.
Oh boy.
End-to-end action right here. We've got timeout on the floor. 4:35 to go. First quarter. Gibault by 3. 6-3 in the early stages. Gibault over Quincy Notre Dame, and you watch John Thomas work. Here's a perfect example, Norm, how they get the ball to him.
No doubt about it. And what I like about big men being on a team that you go to, you learn to pass the ball. That's just a great pass, so he can operate down low between 2 men, up strong with a bank shot, and it all starts from the pass from out front. You don't get the right pass, you don't operate the way you need to operate.
Josh Meath will inbound. Meath, the point guard, as you see Quincy Notre Dame having a tough time from the field to start things out. 1 for 6. Underneath to Thomas again. All day they're going to do it.
Boy, I'm quite impressed so far with Thomas. I mean, just the fact that they got the ball into him. Keep Ditch up, better start double teaming.
Flashing in and out of the post is McGill. He goes down. This is McGee. Tusshouse has it. Deflected by Thomas. And look at Thomas. Oh, not this time.
Had a break, had a man open, but a little overthrown. I'm impressed, first of all, with Notre Dame's basketball ball movement, but at the same time, there's good defense.
Watch it here.
Yeah.
The diving coach gave him a 9.7.
Oh, he got the floor burn. You got to give up some skin, man. That's the name of the game.
5-point lead for Gibault. Notre Dame on offense here. Got the sophomore Dan Hymos in trying to guard McNeil.
That's it. Good patience. Get in and out. That's how you got to move it. In and out.
There's Hymos. He's 6'10", picks up the foul. And Hymos is an interesting story. He's a project, but he is going to be so talented. He's gained an inch in height already this season. He started out at 6'9". He may hit 7 foot.
Well, you see here on the replay, you get the look in. If you don't have things going your way, but look, I thought it was a good block myself, Mike.
Maybe the body.
Maybe the body, but I think they too many times they give that call on the defense, which when the offensive guys just leaning in there. But anyway, nonetheless, the block, and a lot of those blocks are showing intimidation as Notre Dame shows the press right here.
McNeil with the 61% free throw average makes 2 out of 2. Brings his team within 3. Working down to the 3:15 mark as Meath goes through. Josh Meath, the junior, normally a point guard, showing some aggressiveness there.
Nice reverse move from the baseline down to the center. And nice.
Not that point guards don't show aggressiveness. Don't want to give anybody that impression.
That's right. I understand. Good reverse move by the big fella.
McNeil.
McNeil showed a little more of aggressive mode than that set of plays right there. He got the ball and he said, I'm going to go to the hoop, and that's what he showed me.
Points in the paint. Gibault with 10, and Thomas got 6 of them.
Good battle underneath with the big man. Ball movement to try to get the shot for their big people.
Frederick. Now this is Meath. He'll set the offense for them.
Well, if you're going to win, that's your vote. I mean, they got to go inside and they make it work right there.
So that's really where they made their living.
Absolutely. And they have the patience to go for it.
With enough outside shots to free up that pressure off the big man. We get a push.
You know, it's a good little battle between the pair of 10s and their respective 10s. Buck Miller and Vaughn.
Fitch gets the foul.
You see right here, Hey, he did it. Good aggressive job getting that ball down.
Kyle Ventrilo, number 30, you saw him coming in for Quincy Notre Dame. Again, they go down low.
I'll tell you, I know Thomas is getting all the shots down there, but let me tell you something. Good ball movement with excellent passes leading to those 2 points.
McNeil gets double teamed. Big order for the sophomore Hymos.
But I think McNeil needs is somebody hit some outside shots to open it up for him inside on the Notre Dame side of things.
Bookmiller with the hands causes the turnover. Now Hymos is in there a little sooner also than Dennis Reeder wants, because Jeremy Nagel, you saw him, the big redhead at 6'7", hasn't been feeling well, and he may just be unable to go, at least for the moment.
Well, like you said, I think there's something going on across the country. Everybody's not feeling well.
Bookmiller and Thomas tries to hold on, but can't do it, can't control. 1:37 to go, first quarter. Gibault with a 5-point lead.
That pass was a little too hard there, Mike, for him to handle it, but
third turnover for the.
That was a bullet he threw over there.
Yeah. Tussauds number 44 gets doubled down. McNeil this time goes outside.
They shot that from the free throw line, and that's where he had to go to get the shot. And like I said, if Notre Dame doesn't come up with some outside shots to open up in there, it could be trouble for Notre Dame.
The person they're going to look to is Jason Ball, number 10. Hymos, the turnaround. Look at the follow by Neath. And Neath with good hustle picks up the foul.
Well, here's the look right here. See it coming across. Down low, turn around. Boom, put it up, and man, good hustle, but ridden out of bounds by McNeil. I mean, just ridden out of bounds.
Meanwhile, McNeil picks up his second foul. Talk about someone Notre Dame cannot afford to lose. We're going to see Mark Camphouse, a 6'2" forward, coming in for McNeil. There he is. Boy, if Nagel comes back, it'll be redhead against redhead.
Yeah.
Neath missed 2. Normally an 80% shooter. So it's still a 5-point deficit here for Notre Dame as they work in the final minute of quarter number 1. Camphouse gives it off Tussauds.
Good block that shot. And there's been about 3 or 4 block shots on the part of Gibault or just Notre Dame.
Like that, Camphouse and Tussauds.
I like that. I like the house.
Oh, and for 3 at the buzzer. Bookmiller, look out.
He got fouled. That was NBA three-pointer, and he got fouled on the play. Could possibly be a 4-point play.
Somebody tell me this kid's a sophomore.
Well, he looks good. Sophomore or not, he is looking good. Here's the pass. I think it kind of lowered him to sleep a little bit on that one. Thinking way out there, he wouldn't shoot it. And that long bomb, as you've seen right there, beautiful. 3-point shot.
McGee commits the foul.
Man, I mean, talking about long range. He had a lift on that like it was just nowhere. That was NBA country.
Can't get the 3. The tip up. Hymos. Dan Hymos, the sophomore. Everybody's getting into the act.
Well, you got to block out. I don't care how big you are. You got to block out underneath there.
10-point lead. This is the way they started the quarterfinal against U-High, but against the zone. Here, man-to-man doesn't seem to matter. Bohm's got to do it. And here from 3-point range, Ventrilo. And Ventrilo with a great return and the steal and almost.
Good hustle. Good hustle. All right.
A lot of frenetic action at the end of the first quarter. We played 1. It has been Gibault by 10. March Madness continues here on Fox Sports Chicago, along with Norm Van Leer and Yvonne Simmons. I'm Mike Lederman. Gibault, a 10-point lead the ball. Start the second quarter. Bookmiller loves it in there, kicks it out. It'll stay with Gibault. Let's check in with Yvonne Simmons.
At the break, the instructions for Quincy Notre Dame was going to man-to-man. They need to get a stop and get on the boards. Offensively, movement, get to the basket, look for the back door right away. Back to you, Mike.
All right, Notre Dame shooting only 2 of 12 from the field.
Right now they're in the zone, so they're moving and trying to press a little bit, which they need to stop in the inside game, Mike. I think they need to go to the zone.
And Gibault is probably drooling. Nagel with the big move. Nagel out of control, but he'll pick up the foul on Camphouse. Well, there they are. The 2 redheads are dueling.
Yes, sir. You got your wish. Didn't see the angle on that, but I want to see this right now, whether it was a charge or a block, in my opinion. Good penetration. Kind of say, I'm coming in there, and you know what? Ooh. Maybe he didn't get there soon enough, but he was squared up, and that was always my concern on what the call would be. But I always thought that you, on any level of ball, that certain areas underneath the bucket, you should not call a charge.
Fitch back in, and McGee goes out. Marty did not score. Nagel shoots about 65% from the line. Lefty look. A nice touch on that. His first point. The lead is now 11. Gibault's first free throw in 5 attempts. If there was an Achilles heel to this team, free throws probably be it. And we'll talk a bit about that later.
Well, I can tell you this, they're playing a good bit of defense. They started out not being the quick team Notre Dame was, but certainly they've picked it up Gibault in their defense. They're all over the place.
Well, they try to free up Bowman Tusshouse from outside. That's Bowman with the ball. Camphouse moving through, and he's going to get called for traveling.
You know what, that play, instead of going in, just reacting to his ability to get in there like he did, he was thinking pass before he even got in there. That really would cause the steps, because he was looking for someone in his penetration to the hoop from the corner.
Scott Douglas sends Brian McNeil back in for Camphouse. McNeil with the 2 fouls. We play just about a minute of the second quarter. It has been all Gibault. Named for a missionary priest. Thomas again, and the foul.
Well, they're so overmatched, that being Notre Dame, on the inside game right now, because I'm telling you, if we get a stat on that, points in the paints is unbelievable for Gibault. And you see the pass, when you see this replay, you'll see the pass once again. The ability to give these guys the ball, to do something with it, is the key for this game being the way it is inside. Outstanding passing by Gibault.
Vendrello the foul. And Thomas makes the free throw for the 3-point play. He's got 11. Thomas was shooting as poorly as 33% back in December. And again, as Coach Dennis Reeder said to me yesterday, it was a mental thing. He had never shot that poorly before. Look at the points in the paint right now. And there's another steal. Buck Miller!
Oh,
nice block. Beautifully done by Tusshouse. Back the other way, McNeil.
Oh, take that back.
Well, the Quincy fans finally have something to cheer about. A block at one end, a stump slam at the other. But it's still, do the math, 21-9 in favor of Gibault. Into you-know-who. Thomas doesn't get the roll that time. Saved by a teammate. Nagel, not that time. Thomas again, and Thomas will go to the line. Josh Meath made a great save under his own basket, kept the ball alive. Thomas coming through, and he'll go to the line again.
Well, you see right here, there's a situation on fast break because of a turnover steal. Going to the hoop, good block. They touch body, got it back, heads up ball, throw it back down the court to your teammate. Come on, Neil, slam it. Yeah, there you go.
Thomas back to live action, just drains that free throw.
Jeremy Nagel, you gotta, he goes to the hoop, he's gonna flop and hit the floor in a minute. I can see that now in his game. 2 or 3 times he's gone there. Figured to stay strong, he might have had a layup, but nonetheless a foul against Notre Dame.
Thomas with 13, 23-9. This has been a clinic put on by Gibault. McNeil's got his man outside. That's Fitch. Now check it. Now Vendrello. Now Tusshouse, strong drive.
Good hoop. Good penetration. I think you need more of that, or the outside shot to open up for their big man, McNeil. Right now, Notre Dame has to get aggressive like they have just displayed in the last couple of possessions.
3 for Tusshouse. Buck Miller will just pull the ball out, and they'll run their offense down low to Thomas.
Too easy. And I tell you, it's easy because 2 fouls on McNeil. And they are doing exactly what they need to do. Spread it out, move the ball, get it down low to their big man.
Scorecard getting a lot of crowded already, Murray.
Yes, sir.
15 points for Thomas. Tusshouse They can't buy one over on the Notre Dame side.
But that's the only way it's going to open up for the big fella. You got to start doing something like that. Or penetrate to the hoop.
Good move inside. Meath loses control. It'll be Notre Dame ball.
Lost control, even though they were collision.
Well, Josh Meath shaking his head. He'll have a chance to redeem himself. Meanwhile, timeout on the floor. 4:48 to go. It's Gibault by 14. One of the highlights here for Notre Dame. Gibault by 14 as we play in the second quarter. The broadcast rights for this IHSA championship event have been granted to Fox Sports Chicago and Intersport Television by the Illinois High School Association. Any reproduction or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Fox Sports Chicago, Intersport Television, and the IHSA is prohibited. John Thomas, numbers, wow, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 6 for 8 from the field. Gibault on a 15-4 run since the 3-minute mark of the first quarter, and Meath thought he had deflected it off Volm's fingers, but right in front of Coach.
I tell you the truth, I thought he did too. I thought Vaughn hit that ball last for Notre Dame, but good defensive effort. Once again, it's tough when you have a defensive man all over you and you retrieve the ball and they're all over you. That's a tough thing, and that's what Gibault is doing to Notre Dame right now.
The official Ed Gardner right there on the call. Action underneath, and we're going to get a foul. It's going to go. If that's on Risky, that's going to be 3. He just comes back in time, it seems, to pick up another foul.
Oh, I'm not here to make judgment on officials. I didn't see that foul. I like to maybe show it over. Yeah, we got it right here. Good work, guys. We get it right here. Pass in, the ball hit the boards right there. Let me see.
Yeah, that's where he got it.
Yeah, but he called on the one person.
McNeil the turnaround. Thomas the rebound. Thomas at 6'6", you know, he's got some interest on the college level.
Right.
Not Division I, but you watch him, plays the game so well. Somebody's got to want to sign him up.
You know what? On his level, may have to go out to see if he has an outside game. Oh, get out of here.
Oh, look out. Yeah. Underneath it on McNeil and swarmed over by the defense, and the foul is going to go on Buckmiller.
I can tell you this right now. They go after every loose ball. Gibault, I mean, like, spontaneously move. You know, it's not even a hesitation of what they do. Just see the ball right here. Any mistake. I mean, look at the ball movement. Oh, you're down. He loses it. They're going after it. They don't hesitate.
Buckmiller, actually, it was Frederick underneath. Splits the free throws. McNeil with 7 points. Frederick now in the backcourt with Meath. And McGee dogging him with 3/4 court pressure. Coming up to the 3:30 mark first half. Yvonne Simmons, Norm Van Leer. I'm Mike Liederman. Doug Gilacki, our Fox Sports Chicago crew in the truck. And on the floor. Look up underneath, but not that time.
One of the few bad passes that Gibault has thrown. Not quite enough lift on that one.
Tusshouse now made that steal. Has the ball over to Vendrelo. Here's Casey. Nice move. McNeil. And Thomas the rebound. McNeil again underneath, close in.
I think the quick release because of the block shots has been displayed by Gibault against Notre Dame, so they're kind of firing it up before they really get set.
Smaller lineup.
The zone being played by Notre Dame.
And Buckmiller. Oh, man.
Look, let me tell you something. They got the inside-outside game going. They got the passing going. And they're showing their superiority right now at this point in the game, 30-12, with 2:35 left in the half.
Wow. 8 points for John Buckmiller. 2 threes.
Nice move.
McGee. Again, fighting underneath, taken away by Thomas. Dennis Reeder yelling at his players, wants Frederick to come up. Gibault 2 for 2 from 3-point range, and Buckmiller's got both of them. Notre Dame 0 for 4.
You say just a sophomore?
Just a sophomore. Makes you want to rethink that phrase.
I like this kid.
And we get the foul.
Thank goodness there's no departure from high school to go to college. You know,
Sign early with us.
sign early or come early. I'm a sophomore. I can go to college as a freshman.
Scott, well, actually, in that situation, it's only for the math geniuses, right? They get to leave high school early and enroll at Princeton at the age of 12.
Well, that's true. I didn't think of that along that level. So if I'm a good ball player,
that's it. Go to St. Francis, the age of
absolutely
51. There you go.
My beloved Lady Francis, St. Francis lost yesterday in the 13th seed to, I do believe, UConn.
Yeah.
Well, expected that.
It's UConn.
Notre Dame went back to a man-to-man.
With 1:40 to go. Dennis Reeder wants to let some of the air out. Norm, I hate this.
Well, what they're doing is kind of taking some time off the clock.
And McNeil blocking Thomas. Of course, with Gibault, it's not one of these total stalls. They lull you and then they strike.
All they do. They give you a warning first. It's like a rattlesnake. Here we're coming.
Up and over and taken away again, but taken right back by Friedrich.
Oh, that hustle.
Beef. Here comes Thomas, but they're going to call him for travel.
Oh.
He did it. He took a little skip to Malou in the lane.
Well, I was so used to looking at the NBA, I just thought that was normal.
Yeah, 2, 3, yeah, that's a Patrick Ewing walk.
He had a train ticket. He was running. All right, beautiful play, guys.
Gibault leading in turnovers. They don't mind that right now. And Friedrich will pick up that foul.
It's a quiet 8 turnovers, believe me.
Yes.
Their passing ability to get the ball into their big people and in the traffic has been great. Most of the turnovers have been maybe on the fast breaks and the situations like that.
Well, Dennis Reeder, ever the perfectionist, he is the assistant principal on Dean of Students over at Gibault.
Keeps you in order.
Yeah.
I like that.
Jason Fong gets his first free throw. Camphouse comes in. McNeil comes out in the final minute, so they don't want to risk McNeil getting that 3rd foul.
Which is a good move. At this time, you got a minute and 3 seconds left.
Nagel comes in, and Hymos comes out. Hymos had a bucket, played good defense. Thomas, 17 points, 9 boards. And Vaughn, he's got to get on track. He averages 14 a game. He's only got 4 and only 1 basket.
Well, the defense has been as such, he hasn't had really good look except for one penetration that he had very early in the game.
Buckmiller on the left side now. Likes to stay on the right for that bomb, but he'll swing over there. They go under a minute to go. 40 seconds, some and counting.
I love the way they have the ball and they hold it up high. Immediately they retrieve it. That being Gibault. And they look for to score right away. A lot of people don't do that in offense. They grab it and look around. They look to score. Somebody get open.
30 seconds. Nagel, not his range. There's the pass underneath to Thomas.
That's ball movement at its best, and that's just. So I can't put more emphasis on the pass when you retrieve it, that you are ready to lay it up.
18-point lead in the first half.
I think it's 19 for John Thomas so far in the first half.
Absolutely. 19 points and 9 boards.
That's a game for you.
For me, it was a career, Norm. That's the end of the first half, and it has been all Gibault. Both teams head to their dressing rooms, and it's 32-14, and John Thomas has personally outscored the opposition by a lot. But obviously, this is a team effort. Gibault fans loving this. Let's check in with Yvonne Simmons.
Coach, the interior is the problem. Is it a matter of you making an adjustment or your guys just getting it done?
Well, you know, I think what's happening is that you're just seeing Waterloo is really executing well, and we've tried several different things to try to help out, and they're doing a great job executing their half-court offense. We're not doing a very good job executing our half-court offense, thus you see what you see.
What are you going to say to your guys to kind of get them punched up a little more?
Well, I think we've got to get into some kind of continuity on offense to at least allow us to score, and then we're going to have to go after them on defense and see if we can create some things defensively to help our offense out.
Thanks. Go to your guys. Mike, back to you.
Well, if you will, a dazed Scott Douglas. He was just hit by a train. Maybe
Yes,
they can
he was.
regroup after this.
We're at the half where Gibault is putting on a clinic. The score is 32-14. And my halftime guest is Lanny Slevin with the IHSA Sports Report. And you have a show that you do 3 days a week for about 5 minutes. Can you tell us about that?
Yvonne, 10 years ago, Art Kimball, who is a dean of sportscasters in our state, a Hall of Fame sportscaster, came to the IHSA and he said, I'd like to put on a radio show that will go around the state and profile some of the best student athletes in the state. Got together with Jim Flynn, Dave Fry, and the others, and they said, Art's a great idea. So he started the program. He did it for the first 6 years. I'm in my 3rd year now of doing the show, and it's been an absolute delight. I've enjoyed covering the 755 member schools. We get to as many of them as we can. We talk about the full complement of 12 sports, both for the boys and girls. And you're right, it goes to about 90 stations around the state on the IHSA network. There's 3 programs a week. They run 5.5 minutes in length. And we look at the people that are making the headlines around the IHSA. Coaches, players, band members, extracurricular activities, the whole deal.
And you've also been calling these games now for about 28 years. Can you talk about the move here to Peoria and this March Madness experience?
It's been phenomenal. I know I'm a little bit biased coming from Peoria. I grew up in Peoria, and yet after being in Champaign, I guess for about 25 of those years, 24 of those years, we were able to move into Peoria, and certainly with this particular move to Peoria, it has been exciting.
Okay, thank you, Lanny. We'll be back with highlights and stats after this.
That's your story, 32-14. Now, by my math, that's an 18-point lead. Mike Liederman back with Norm Van Leer. Norm, we were just talking during the break. Actually, for once I was talking, you were listening. We were saying
that's true.
You don't mind that this is a blowout. Of course, Quincy is certainly a good team, can come back, Notre Dame. But you watch the way that this Gibault team is functioning. This is This is textbook basketball.
Well, no doubt about it. But I think, in fairness to Notre Dame, right away they got off to a couple fouls with some of their people, key people, I may add. So that kind of changed the tempo and maybe your approach to the game. But they take away nothing from Gibault because they are moving the basketball, passing the basketball. I had about 8 turnovers, which is a surprise to me because the way they're feeding that ball into those big people and getting those layups, especially John Thomas, is outstanding basketball.
Oh, we'll show you some of the pictures, and John Thomas certainly has been the story. He shoots better than 70%. He's been shooting even better than that in the tournament. There he is, number 44.
When you get that kind of pass, it leads you to the shots. And I learned that way back in junior high school. You got to have the direct pass to do something with it. Also, you put yourself in position to get those shots.
Well, there have been a few highlights for Quincy Notre Dame. This was probably the most, the block at one end and Ryan McNeil on the other.
Well, that's how he's got his maybe highlight film as we're showing here, dunk. But once again, if you can get him down low and work something, you'll be a lot better off.
And there's Thomas, 8 for 11 from the floor. We'll be back. Watch these two.
At the half, 32-14 Gibault. Coach Reeder, I say that your team is really executing the game plan this afternoon.
Well, we just we established the inside game early. Their big guy got in a little bit of foul trouble, and we've guarded him extremely well.
What did you say about keeping there and pressure up for the second half?
Well, we know that it's not going to be easy. Notre Dame's a quality team. They're going to come back at us and make a run. And, we're in the semifinals here. There's nothing going to be easy.
Well, you're taking a look at John Thomas, and Gibault will be back. Mike and Norm will be back also with stats after this.
Getting ready for third quarter action here at the Class A boys semifinals. We'll show you some statistics of this first half that Gibault leads by 18 points. Of course, the field goal situation self-explanatory. Gibault 65% and less than 20% for Notre Dame. Free throws again fairly even. The rebounds, look at the advantage for Gibault, Norm.
Wow, that's amazing. 21-7. That's a big stat right there.
And if you want a statistic, John Thomas coming into this game in the postseason has shot 39 for 50 from the field. He shot 8 for 11 today, and his percentage went down.
Well, it's going down from 8 for 11. But I tell you, Notre Dame's got to come up with plan B right now. Either some pressure to pull them out away from that bucket. And if they can do that, I think that means maybe the game will get a little closer.
Okay, the Chicago Sun-Times, the official newspaper of the IHSA State Championships. Remember to pick up your Chicago Sun-Times for complete coverage of Illinois high school sports. All set for the third quarter. There you look at John Thomas. As we said, he's personally outscored Quincy Notre Dame with the ball right now, and another block going in as Bohm tries to penetrate. Here is Meath.
Well, I think Notre Dame's, if they have to get back in this game, where they're going to get back in this game, it's going to have to be defense.
And look at the pass from Thomas to Nagel. Jeremy Nagel gets his first basket.
And
what a beautiful play by Thomas.
And once again, a great pass. And believe me, that's not just a thing you can do. You got to work on that.
So Thomas doing. He's also got 2 blocks today, by the way. McNeil moving over Thomas, and Thomas got a piece of that one.
And the one thing, and the great offense they have, Gibault, they're playing some outstanding defense.
Thomas at 6'6", 6'7", McNeil at 6'9". And Bookmiller, oh no, check it. That was Meath. Josh Meath getting into the 3 act, and they haven't missed one yet. 5 points for Meath, 3 for 3 from three-point land from the Hawks.
That's why I feel they have to go press. If they want to get in this ball game, they're going to get blown out even more than they did the first half if they don't go out and extend the defense and get them out of that. As you see here, good ball movement, 3-pointer. Bam! All good.
It's coming from all angles. There's just a lack of communication over on the Raiders side. And very quickly.
It's a good timeout because Notre Dame's showing total frustration right now.
Scott Douglas calls the 20. And here you notice he's not screaming, he's not hollering, he's teaching.
Well, there's no need to go into that particular part of the game because this team is just being outplayed by way of just excellent basketball, beautiful passing, excellent defense. And the only way you can at times get out of that, maybe come up with a plan B. That's what I'm saying. I'll say it again. They need to express and extend their defense by pressuring. Notre Dame does.
All right, this is just the start of things here. Stay tuned to Fox Sports Chicago all day long for IHSA State Championship coverage. Of course, we got the dual team wrestling that'll follow the second semifinal and the slam dunk competition. And then tonight, well, it all comes to a head. The consolation and, of course, the finals here in Peoria. So that's right here. Keep it where it is on Fox Sports Chicago. Real television throughout the state of Illinois. Jeremy Nagel looks down for Thomas, try to repay the gift from the time before, but turnover here. 37-14, down by 23. Tusshouse trying to get a movement, and Buckmiller got him going down the lane.
Buckmiller, the sophomore, reaching in. There you see this play right here. There you go, a little penetration, reaching in, my friend. Can't do that. Got to get position, got to slide into that area.
John Buckmiller at 6 foot.
They gave him 2 shots on this.
That was NBA continuation. Norm, they knew you were here.
Okay.
Wow. Tusshouse with 4. Casey averages nearly 14 points a game, second on the team. And again, he's just not been able to get off his shots either. Nice touch at the line.
It is defense. Well, we're showing a little pressure by Notre Dame. I think they need to do that. Trapping, though. They need to go after it like I want the ball, not just, you know, a courtesy call.
Just down low. Just put that on automatic.
Oh, still, and back up.
And here we go again. That's Frederick. Wow. Everybody's getting into the act. The junior substitute guard. He came in when Tariski picked up the 3 quick fouls. And
mentally, Notre Dame's not in this game now. They feel we cannot come back. You can see the body language with this team right now. And that happens with kids. I don't care how you put it and how you got here. I tell you, you start making mistakes and teams are a little stronger, capitalize on it, you have a tendency to do that.
Now you saw some fire in Douglas's eyes. You know, it's one thing not to have it go your way. It's another thing not to put out. And Thomas again.
I mean, what else you want? You're fouling the guy and he's still making shots. I mean, you know.
Folks, call your friends. I mean, you're watching a performance here that is just legendary.
We got wax, and he still made it. Nice little touch, but once again, you're allowing him to enter that ball where he can go to work with it, and that's a huge difference. His defense starts out front.
But you know, Norm, John Thomas has been doing this all season long.
Absolutely. So you got to negate that or some way, somehow balance that, but you can't stop it. You're in big trouble.
Vendrelo. And a nice play by Jason Boehm. Boehm with 6. And Notre Dame's going to need more of that.
Well, good penetration in Boehm. Every time he penetrated, he's coming with results.
Turiski man-to-man here, and Thomas will just wait and regroup.
A steady backdoor pick for each other.
And McNeil got a hand on it. We'll get substitutions here with Scott Brennan making his first appearance for Notre Dame. We'll also get a timeout on the floor. 43-18. What's that, 25, Norm?
That's at least that.
It has been all Gibault back at the Carver Arena here in Peoria. Semifinal #1. The first of 4 games we're going to show you here at the State IHSA Boys Championships. There are the Gibault fans. They're just having a good time. And that's only part of the story, that 13-4 run since, gosh, the beginning or the end of the second quarter in favor of Waterloo Gibault. They play some basketball down there near the St. Louis area. Walks inbound. And Nagel gets fouled by Brennan, who just came into the ball game. Scott Brennan, a 6-foot senior guard.
Might add, it's not bad football in that area either.
No, and soccer.
Yeah. Nice play.
Thomas.
They're just executing all the way around in this game. And obviously the score indicates that. It's not just hot shooting away, it's just execution is what it's about. 30 points in the paint to 12 for Quincy. Wow.
Look inside. Ryan McNeil. Don't forget him. Can't get the roll. Here's Turiski back in.
One of the first few bad shots I've seen this team take, Gibault. That was not what I call a good shot. Coach is indicating that also.
Nagel commits his second foul.
Kick it to Buckmiller. Let's go, we're on.
And of course, Josh would just love to get on track because he's about the only Hawk who's having a rough day. He picked up those fouls early.
Yes, sir.
John Turiski is in the ball game. And Rome. And look at the takeaway by Buckmiller.
Good steal, got a breakaway.
All alone, Thomas. And he is fouled by Venverlo.
That was good hustle, though, and to come back and deflect that ball and then get a foul. But the defense, once again, to go with this offense has been devastating toward Notre Dame. Look at this right here, little push, steal, got it out. But once again, you notice the steal, how quickly they filled the lanes, how quickly they got the fast break going. That's reaction to good practice basketball is what that is.
And I'm not so sure that wasn't a clean block at the other end. You know how they teach you, go for the belt buckle on a breakaway because he's got to bring the ball up there.
Well, no doubt about it, but I'm watching this team, Gibault, in their reaction to everything they do. It's, to me, that is reaction, not thinking. And you do that at practice. We react to our whatever we're taught, and that's such a key in sports.
This team beaten twice by Nashville, once by 15 points. Gibault was.
I can't see anybody beating them.
Nashville got knocked out of the tournament, opened the way for Gibault. Move in, no good by Venverlo, and breakaway again. This time Turiski will get on.
Notre Dame's completely falling asleep right now on what they have to do, Call of Duty, because it's a big score. But you got to continue to play fundamental basketball. Get back on defense, run your plays. Nice drive.
48-18, still can't get it underneath Tusshouse. And Casey comes up with his 7th point, trying to fire up his team. Under 3 minutes to go. Dan Heimels getting ready to come back in for Gibault, and a good block by McNeil.
Sure he was.
2-on-2 break. That was Venverlo losing control, though, and it'll be last touched by Gibault.
I tell you, that was a good move. He had an excellent little stop, hesitation, and go right to the hoop. But he lost control of the ball going in. I'm telling you, the only way Notre Dame will even get back into this ball game is playing the defense, the stretch. The offense is not going to get it basically running plays. You need to play defense. Push your defense right now.
Tusshouse missing the 3. Thomas just said, let's go. They're going to run their offense and look for the shot. It seems that everything this team does has a purpose. Now, granted, we see him on a good day, but I've seen him for a couple of days, and it hasn't changed.
Well, that's the whole idea. Everything should be a purpose. Steals, run, fast break. Has the ball move.
26 to 12, knowing they've out-rebounded Notre Dame. Okay, 26 to 13. Final 2 minutes here in the third quarter. We got a foul in the paint. And that whistle came from, looks like Schnitker, the official. And they gave it to Hymos. So second one for the sophomore.
50 against 50. Two big guys, McNeil and Hymos.
And the screen from McNeil and Tusshouse. Missing.
Should be Notre Dame's ball.
Yeah. Went off to Risky. And there you heard Dennis Reeder just yelling at Thomas. John, get on the glass.
Thomas was ready to go for a fast break. That ball was up and he was running off.
Right. Come on now, let's play the game. And there you go with McNeil.
There's no way that can count.
Listen to Dennis.
Well, I think it's even now because Notre Dame, Gibault has certainly got some continuation. Here's the play. I think the whistle's about right there. So, I mean, that's good. That was good. So,
third foul on Dan Hymos.
He's back in his team, which he should.
Thomas looks down for the sophomore and a push off. Tusshouse got him.
Yeah. Good play, good call. And I'm telling you, another excellent pass into the center, into the paint. Just outstanding as you take a look right here. Just enough over your hand. I got the inside position toward the hoop, and you couldn't get it. This is where I think you need to double team down or whatever on rotation. Make them shoot jumpers right now. There's too many points in the paint. Too many points.
You know what? I'm seeing something else here. And Hymos turned the foul on McNeil.
Someone fell asleep.
Everybody's in the act. You know what I'm seeing here? They're not looking for Thomas. Thomas can set a state record today. He could set a state record. All right, 51 points is the record. And it's a long way away. But the way he's scoring,
well,
you know,
that's what it's called a team. You run the plays, and whatever's open for you, you go to it. And that's exactly what they're doing. And most of the time, it is down low underneath the paint.
They're spreading the offense, looking for everyone. Notre Dame has got to get something going here.
You know, I'm a firm believer in the fact that you have to start with defense. Aggressive defense will lead to an aggressive offense. And Notre Dame, I feel, needs to start pressuring, if they're capable of doing it, to try to get back in this game.
Brennan commits his second foul. Still not a shooting situation. Neither team in the bonus, but
I'm laughing at Coach there, Mike, because he's yelling John Thomas as if, you know how your mother call you? John Thomas!
Risky underneath and a turnover here, and the neck veins on Dennis Reeder's body are popping out. But you know what? There's a certain ethic that says if you let down,
yeah, well, of course, you can't let down.
There's another ethic that says lighten up already. Tusshouse.
Well, if he's not doing what you're accustomed to doing in your teachings, then no matter what the situation is, you're going to do and say the same things.
6 points for Tusshouse this quarter.
And this is the first bit of pressure Notre Dame's shown in this game. And I think they need to do it. Even if they foul like that, you got the rest of this team that you need to get back in this game. Go after it.
Well, Brennan commits his third. There's Scott. And Mark Camphouse is going to come in for McNeil. McNeil with 9 points, averages 20. And now with Gibault in the bonus, Friedrich comes in, Tariski comes out.
You know, I only seen one team in the country that seems to remain with killer instinct even though they have big leads. And that's because the talent level is so great, and that's Duke University, Duke University, because they just go at you with talent, and when you put subs in, hey, they want to play hard too.
They had a first-round game, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Boy, they struggled.
Yeah. What'd they win by, 40-something?
41.
Seven points for Josh Meath.
Boy, I like that shot.
And there it is, the first three.
He had no spin on that ball. He made it.
Well, Brennan gets his first basket. And Thomas comes right back.
Well, look at the response to that pressure right there. Maybe that's why they don't want to press this team, but I think you have to.
End of the quarter. Online but short. We played 3. They've doubled them up. Gibault 54. Notre Dame 27. John Thomas still leads Quincy 28-27.
Welcome back to Peoria, where Gibault is still on that roll, leading 54-27. And speaking of Gibault, they can boast that they have an Olympian at their school. And Mike Palmer, the AD, is here to tell us about that transplant from Somalia.
Yes, we have a senior student who's at Gibault right now. He's on the St. Louis Rolling Rams wheelchair basketball team, and he's already been selected to represent the U.S. in April in Australia at the Olympics.
And he can't be here today because he's doing what?
His team is playing in Champaign right now for the nationals, the junior nationals. If we weren't there, if we weren't here, we'd be there. So.
Well, I'm sure you want to be here too, and you'll get down there later, right?
Yeah, we have people
okay.
going there later.
We wish him luck. Mike, back to you.
Yeah, I think Mike Palmer would like to be here.
No doubt.
I don't think there's any place he'd rather be. If I were the AD of that school, and also the principal, Dan Brueggemann, has come out of his sick bed. We wish Dan a quick recovery. And he's here, and he's watching his team just put on a clinic.
It's like a hot potato, as we call it in high school, man. The ball just moving. You don't have time to touch it. You might get burned. That's basketball. I love to see that type of basketball. Just pass it, move, and do the things to get open.
29-point lead. Camphouse in the paint, a little strong.
Tell you what, he's the only one really super aggressive.
And also it's a 2-on-1 to Risky.
I thought it was a good no call.
Yeah, Kevin Schnitker, the official, pointing in Notre Dame's direction.
Right.
Meanwhile, Jason Bohm comes back. There your leading scorers. Thomas with 30 points.
Wow.
McNeil and Tusshouse each with 9. Bohm with 6 for Notre Dame, which as a team has 27. Clock working. A minute gone here in the fourth quarter. And you notice, Norm, the way they're playing defense over there on both sides, they don't know they got a 30-point lead.
That's exactly it. You can't stop. This is where you can get hurt in games like you kind of relax and not put the aggressive play in at all times.
The miss by Bohm again, and the takeaway by Chris Fitch. Bohm, NBA range. Thomas.
Boy, he's rebounding.
And nobody's taking it away from him.
Not this time. Last time he had a fast break going, but it was a little deflection. They got it back. That being Notre Dame.
22 for 20.
Thomas gets it in. Rebounds for Thomas, 13 for 16 from the floor. Now granted, haven't had a lot of range, but it's all a tribute to his teammates and his being able to get open.
Well, it reminds me of Bill Walton against Memphis.
Yeah.
In the NCAA regionals.
Now who went back to that tape, the 21 out of 22? Somebody went back to the tape and said that the statistician missed at least 2 field goals that Walton missed.
Yeah, well,
all right.
Probably someone from Houston or a rival of UCLA.
I think it was Memphis, wasn't it?
Probably Memphis.
Yeah.
I don't care what difference it made. They got beat up.
Yeah.
Whoever.
Against Memphis.
Yes, it was.
22. Larry Finch, the longtime Memphis coach, was on that team.
Right.
And here is Eric Terwelt coming in. Terwelt, a 6'4" junior. He'll get some playing time here as you look at Jason Bohm.
You know, I'm surprised still at this moment that Notre Dame has not gone out to pressure this basketball team with this big lead that Gibault has.
Well, McNeil and Thomas got in each other's faces, and Thomas gets nailed for that. Second personal foul on John Thomas.
Right here, looking in. There's a pass over the head. John Thomas held his position, and I'm telling you, I did not, and I will.
No, I agree with you there.
I did not see a foul.
We'll cut some slack for the officials.
Yeah,
but,
well, I got to call it. I didn't see a foul that time.
McNeil now has 10. 4 out of 5 from the line. 5 out of 6.
I have the replay to look at after the fact, and the officials going right away in their action to call something.
He's got Nagel with him, but quick hands by Bolton takes it away. Meath there. Nice play by Jason Bolton. 8 points. Risky. Thomas the tip. Out of bounds to Notre Dame.
And you're talking about some good hustle on both parts. Both teams going after, still playing hard right now. 5:13 left in this fourth period.
Well, maybe you'll get some fire out of the subs. Scott Ireland, number 14, is in for Notre Dame. Sam Strout, a 5'11 junior, is in for Notre Dame as well. Along with Rome, McNeil, and Turwell. McNeil over Thomas. Not quite. Thomas gets the foul. It's his third.
Well, we'll see. Yeah. Well, first yard consistent with the calls, but I didn't see the foul again. I saw a good block. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me look at the replay. Good pass. Turn around. Little box out. Well, you got him on him.
Yes, he did.
Norm, you are completely wrong.
Absolutely.
Don't listen to Mike like that.
Smack yourself on the wrist.
Ouch.
Okay.
Man, that hurt.
Okay. Baker's dozen for McNeil.
Right.
We've got 4:57 left in this fourth quarter. Dennis Reeder got to be thinking for the final, but you know he's thinking of the next. 4:57. His team is up big.
If you buy her dinner, she's gotta give it up.
Wake up. Just because you take us out doesn't mean you get sex.
You know, babes, they all say no, but they really mean yes.
Wake up. When we say no, we mean it.
She keeps saying stop, but no way. She owed you.
Wake up. Nothing ever gives you the right to force.
56-33 by my count. That's a 23-point Gibault lead, as the team from St. Louis is really handing it to the team from Quincy. And of course, the winner of this goes to the state final. It would be the first for either. For the most complete coverage of IHSA sports action, tune in every week to IHSA Sports Net. Host Tom Waddle brings you all the highlights and recaps of the week in sports, the biggest games in prep sports. So catch it Sunday, IHSA Sports Net at 11 a.m. right here on Fox Sports Chicago. We're Yvonne Simmons, Norm Van Leer, and I'm Mike Lederman, bringing you this, well, this lesson in how to play basketball, given by the Hawks of Gibault High of Waterloo, Illinois. They took this team, Quincy Notre Dame, as they did their quarterfinal opponent. We get a foul away from the ball here. It'll go against Rome.
Did not see the foul.
Oh, it's going to be offensive. Sorry, Tarisky.
Right.
And Tarisky gets his fourth. It was an offensive foul, a push.
A little pressure defense. Notre Dame's picking it up a little bit. But
see, you can't get upset at Dennis Reeder because he's the assistant principal.
well, be in the office tomorrow.
That's
or
right.
Monday, whatever. Well, you better not get upset. Let's look at that.
Jason Vaughn. Coming up, Plano against Rock Falls. Another interesting matchup you'll enjoy right after this one. Vaughn gets into double digits.
Look at a fun Plano.
Did you?
Yes. It's been a few years until I had to take the morning show right there on Score. Sports Radio 1160. And all of a sudden, it's, I can't drive that far.
And there's a gratuitous plug, number one. Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Norm's good for that. You know me.
Yeah, how are they down there, by the way?
They're doing all right.
There we go. Meath coming through.
I don't see anybody. I don't know. I'm just working in the morning. I have no life.
You leave before anybody comes in.
Absolutely. My partner, Doug Buffon. Got to mention Dougie and Jim Mumolo.
McNeil the turnaround. Thomas was in his face.
Nice hustle.
And Thomas another rebound. A little West Unseld outlet pass right here to Risky.
But they run a fast break clinic also. The ball's out and gone. When a rebound.
Aaron Meyer, number 24, right there with the ball. As McNeil turns again.
Boy, they hit the boards here, and I'm talking about Gibault. But I think I'd be really looking at starting to rest some of these guys.
Well, you've got substitutions coming in at the next whistle for Gibault.
Yeah, this is time to start wrestling and get ready for the night, because there's no way at 3:25 that Notre Dame will come back to the, even come close to this game.
Do you think 44 is going to come out, though? I don't think he's going to want it. He's the Cal Ripken of this club.
Yeah, I understand. He's going to, I would rest him. Let me put it that way. Get him out.
Well, this is de facto rest right here.
Right.
Just work a little three-man weave, motion offense. Down went Ireland. The official right in front of us. Ed Gardner wasn't buying it.
Flopping is not going to get it done.
No.
And they're still in amazement that Notre Dame did not go out and at least try to pressure to get back in this game, because you had to do something.
Meath comes through, and the foul. Well, you know, Notre Dame's style, honestly, having seen them before, is not that kind of, you know, they really work high-low. And this is not to excuse it, but it's just a different scheme.
Well, certainly it is. And you don't look to press only until you're behind, unless you use pressing as your game. You see right here, penetration and a little bump. And it was hip action. Nice play, nice layup.
Lots of substitutions now for both teams. Hymos comes back in. And yes, would you believe, there's a look of, remember now, in a few years, you're not even going to remember that you got smoked. You remember that you got down to the state finals.
That's the key.
You did well. You're among the best 4 teams in the state. Take that home.
Well, we could talk about the Gibault's. I mean, their offense was outstanding. Passing to John Thomas, just unstoppable. But let me tell you, the key for them, I think, is also the defense.
Yes. Let's give Pat Lane a mention. He's coming in, or he's in now. David Holdner going to be in here. Tariski coming down, and there's you know he wants to get Tariski out of his rut. He's the only starter left in there.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, 2 fouls immediately when the game started, so that hurt his chances of getting going.
And there's Tariski. So, you know, he's in there with 4 substitutes. And timeout on the floor, 1:53 to go.
20.
They take a quick 20. They'll bring in a couple of more subs for Gibault.
Gibault.
Yeah. We're showing our century of progress, Norm. Looking at us like blank.
Yeah. I got Matt next to me here looking at what are you singing?
Is that Slayer? Yeah. What?
What, do you know the Rolling Stones, huh?
What?
Yeah. So what you doing on West 80th Street and 6th Avenue, huh?
Later today, we'll have the dual team wrestling taking center stage, or center mat. That comes your way at 3 following the second semifinal here at Class A. Then the consolation game and the championship game tonight about 8:30 right here on Fox Sports Chicago. Norm Van Leer, Mike Liederman, Yvonne Simmons. We're here. David Kaplan, Dave Ennett going to bring it to you with Mitch Robinson tonight. And Yvonne.
Yeah.
Brett Groman, number 3, is in. And that's lane number 24 for Gibault.
Not missing a beat with this other unit in, because they're moving the ball just as well as the first unit.
This is the future.
That's right. But they get all the rubs off. What the first unit does. You practice against them every day. They're just peppering the ball, and then you got a foul right here.
Adam Peters there comes in for Notre Dame. He gets the foul. Thomas, 30 points, 16 rebounds, 4 assists, 13 out of 16 from the field, 4 for 6 from the free throw line. It's got to be one of the outstanding, no, one of the great performances in any level at Illinois State. High school competition.
Yeah.
Roman missing the front end. .120 and counting here.
Good ball movement. Excellent ball movement all the way around. Passing, ball moving.
That Lane. Hymos again, a sophomore. Lane's a junior.
Oh, almost a steal.
Holdner. Underneath Hymos.
And another good pass.
And we got a story here.
Pat Lane, an excellent pass in on that one. Look at that defense. Get down, Roman. That's the way to do it.
Fired up, and the rebound underneath is good. Robbie Gully.
Robbie
puts it in.
Notre Dame's not stopped hustling.
Final 30 seconds. Roland fires it up. Holder the rebound. He'll fire it up. 20 seconds and counting. Oh, good block. Clean block by Hymos.
That's been the intimidation factor. These guys have blocked a lot of shots today.
And we got a whistle.
Traveling.
One more substitution, and this is a great story. His name is Ryan Nordyke. He's a freshman. Came in one day. They needed some players to fill out the varsity roster after the freshman season was over. He wasn't even one of the best players on the team. He says, I got my stuff. I'll play. I'm ready. So they suited him up for practice. He stuck with it. And son of a gun, he gets to play in the finals.
Isn't that a beautiful thing?
Is that a story? Is that great?
Oh.
Well, Gibault the winner. It was Waterloo for Quincy Notre Dame. What a performance. Excuse us for glowing about this, but there are some special moments, and this is one of them. An effort by a team that you cannot underestimate at any level. Scott Douglas, the coach of Quincy Notre Dame. I know they're not going to want to look at this tape, but I'm sure it's a great teaching tool for any school.
That's the point. Good teaching school.
Here's Yvonne Simmons and Dennis Reeder.
Coach Reeder, congratulations. It was an outstanding game, a good team game, and they kept up the defensive pressure throughout it.
Well, we were great again defensively, and I think that's been the key to our success here. We've really picked up our level of intensity defensively, and we're executing so well offensively right now, it makes you really tough to beat.
And one game away from possibly winning the championship. Could you be playing any better right now?
No, I really don't think we could be, to be honest with you. We're playing much better than we played all year.
Okay, and we'll talk to John Thomas, who's standing here also. Congratulations to you, and what a great performance. 30 points, 16 rebounds, 13 of 16 from the field. You think you guys are also playing your best right now?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Our guards are really clicking. Our big guys are playing well, and defensively, we've really stepped it up. So we're making a good run right now.
And a lot of guys and girls dream about this moment, one game away from possibly winning a championship. Your thoughts?
Well, I've dreamt about this my whole life, but like I said, one step at a time. We can't get too excited yet. Either way, we got a real tough game tonight with either Rock Falls or Plano. So.
Well, that one step is here, and again, congratulations and good luck.
Get some rest, and we'll get back after it tonight.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mike, back to you.
All right, Yvonne, if you look down the regular season poll of the top teams in Class A, you will not find Gibault. Somebody missed it. Well, we'll talk about that in a bit. It's all over. Mitch Robinson comes by. He'll describe the Country Company's three-point shootout after this.
Welcome back to Carver Arena. Mitch Robinson here, and I'm with Carlisle head coach Brad Weathers. We're getting ready for the Country Company's three-point shootout. If you don't know what that is, during the season we have kids that compete in a three-point contest like the NBA All-Star Game. Do your kids, when you have a shooter, do they look forward to this? Is this something that they would love to be down here? If the team can't make it, be on the floor representing your town, I guess?
Oh, I don't think there's any question about it. The players really look forward to it, probably a lot more so than the coaches, because coaches don't want any distractions. But I know that our players that participated in it at the regional level really want the opportunity to get out there and advance.
The three-point shot changed the game enormously, and I've seen it recently. Some teams come out, just keep firing away. Do you like it? Did you like when it came in? What were your first impressions? You've been around 22 years.
Well, there's no doubt it's really improved the ball game in my estimation. It's really helped our program. We had some size at the time that it came in, and it really opened up the inside game for us. We always like to be inside oriented, and we had some very strong big kids. And before that shot was, before the three-point shot was in effect, people just packing in around you and dare you to score two outside. Now this really opens up the game, makes for a lot better situation.
In the shootout today, we have four finalists. They are Bradley Blackmore out of Pearl City in his preliminary. He hit 11 three-pointers. Also competing Ben Owen out of Fairfield. He had 12 in the prelim. Jonathan Schneiderman out of Forreston. The kid can hit. I watched him for his last 3 years up in Forreston. He is a pure shooter from the outside. He also had 12. And Joseph Milligan out of Grayville, he too with 12 in the prelim. So 12 in 45 seconds, that's not bad.
That's excellent.
Talk to me, when can you tell what makes a great three-point shooter? Is there some special trait that they all have?
Usually usually they all finish the same way. You know, all the coaches pretty well tell you form is very, very important, but you'll see some different forms out here, but usually they'll finish, their follow-through, their finish will all be the same.
All right, when we come back, we'll have the Country Company's three-point showdown. Stay with us.
Lock the car.
How about
Pepsi One.
we don't do 1 calorie.
We don't do 1 calorie. You'll do this. Let me help.
New Pepsi One, 1 calorie.
This tastes great.
True cola taste.
Welcome back to Carver Arena. Mitch Robinson here with Carlisle head coach Brad Weathers, and we're getting ready for the Country Company's three-point shootout showdown. 4 top three-point shooters going head-to-head to be King of the Hill. The winner this week will come back next week and take on the two-way three-point shootout winner and then be the King of the Hill. The winner for the girls this year, the Queen of the Hill, Molly McDowell out of Nokomis. And let me tell you, when I watched her shoot last week, every shot, the wrist, perfect, and she got on fire.
Yeah, she's an outstanding player. I didn't get a chance to see her play, but our girls team played them earlier in January in the Highland tournament, and everybody, all our fans told me she was an outstanding player. We played that evening, so I didn't get a chance to see it, but she is an outstanding player.
All right, we're getting ready for our first shooter. It is Bradley Blackmore out of Pearl City, and I've always watched a lot of the players talk about superstitions. They like to move the cart and everything. How much of basketball? You talk baseball players have head games when they play. How many basketball players? Is there a routine they got to go through?
Oh, I think a lot of them have their own little superstitions, and I don't think it's so much superstition necessarily. It is they want to do everything the same way, you know. So they'll even down to the position of the rack and which ball they take off the rack first. I believe there's a lot of them like that.
And Bradley will have 45 seconds. He had 11 in the prelim, and here we'll take a step to the side. 5 balls in each bucket or cart. Bradley underway. Right there, nice even flow. I can tell right away he's got 2.
Yes, it looks very good. I'm standing right behind him, and his form looks excellent.
Hits 4 of the first 5. That's the way he started the first one, and a little different from the top of the key. Now back in rhythm again. Doesn't get a lot of leverage on the jump, but doesn't really need it. He's making it there fine.
Right. He's using his whole body, though. He's getting the legs into it, and you know, you can tell he's really focused on the rim.
He's got 11 seconds, and he has 6 balls. 6 made, 2 last shots. And Bradley Blackmore's last shot, not out, but he finishes with 6. Although in the prelims we saw all these guys hit 11 and 12, so you got to believe that someone's going to put the wood to that one.
Well, it looks that way. There's a lot of pressure on them at this point. Probably a bigger crowd than they've been in front of, so we'll have to see.
All right, coming up now is Ben Owen out of Fairfield. Ben looks like a post player on the outside, huh? You'd like to see a post player that can shoot the 3.
No question about it. You get somebody that can play inside and out at that size, be quite an asset to your team.
Ben Owen also hitting 4 of the first 5. Top of the key hasn't been friendly to either of the shooters yet. There's number 5. He's tied for the lead. Looking for the roll. Ben Owen with 6, 5 balls to go. There's 7, the new leader. One more shot. Ben Owen gets 8, takes the lead by 2. Who knows, by the 4th one, we keep increasing, we'll have a pretty hot hand. What'd you see about Ben that looked good to you?
Well, like I said before, you know, he had a little bit different form than the first participant, but he followed through real well, and the old Fairfield Mule there looks like he took the lead.
And Jonathan Schneiderman out of Forston, this is the boy I've watched play for 4 years. He is usually a pure shooter. And Jonathan Schneiderman gets the roll for the first 5 as well. He really elevates.
Yes, he really jumps into his shot. more of a jump shot than a set shot than the other two.
He's got 6. He's got 7. He is tied for the lead. The kid can hit. His younger brother, a sophomore on the team, also a 3-point marksman. Not bad if it runs in the family.
Not at all.
Jonathan Schneiderman, 12 shots. He did that in the prelim, and he came up big in front of the crowd.
That one will be hard to beat.
And our final shooter, Joseph Milligan from Grayville. He also had 12 in the prelim. Jonathan Schneiderman lighting it up, looking confident on the bench. There he goes. Milligan just need to make that little adjustment. Found the shot now. He's got 3 if he cleans the next 2 buckets. Going for the tie. That'll clinch it for Schneiderman as Milligan tries to finish it out. Just making it downstate important. And then across, showing it up in front of this crowd's got to be real exciting for the kids.
Oh, this young man's come a long way from Grayville. You know, it's down in southern Illinois. We're in our neck of the woods, but you know, he had to beat a lot of people to get to this point.
Exactly. His last ball, Joseph Milligan hits it, gets 6, but your winner is Jonathan Schneiderman. When we come back, we'll speak with the 3-point shootout showdown winner, Jonathan Schneiderman of Forest State. Stay with us right here on Fox Sports Chicago.